Hey guys, happy Sunday. I'm really kind of choked to say that I cannot go live with you guys. I'm having major camera stand issues, and it would seem the only way that I can record for you so that everything is right side up and in the right orientation and the words aren't backwards is if I record and then upload. So that's what I'll be doing for today. I guess this week's chore then is going to be ordering a new camera mount, which I'm super sad about because I was so proud of my homemade $20 PVC pipe mount. And it really is quite cute, but unfortunately, it's not gonna cut it. So if anybody has any suggestions where I can get a good mount from for a reasonable price, I would be eternally grateful for some information on that. Anyway, so I did promise you that I was going to pop on and do another demonstration using the Peony, the prized Peony bundle in our catalog. And for those of you who may have possibly missed my other video, I am wandering away to find a catalog because I thought I had one and I don't have it here. There it is. So for those of you who may have missed it, the prize Peony bundle can be found on page 178 in the catalog. And this is it right here. I'm gonna fold this. Right here. So the whole bundle, that's for the stamp set and the dies, is $78.25. It's bundled at 10% off. But you can get it for free until June the 30th. If you sign up as a demonstrator, and there's no obligation to do the demonstrating portion, it could just be to get supplies for yourself at a discount or share it with friends. So the cost is $135, but you get $165 worth of stuff. There's no shipping, and you can choose any free bundle in the catalog. It can be a die bundle, or it can be a punch bundle, which is maybe afterwards? No, it must be before the die machine. Here's the punch bundles. So page 168, 169, you can see that you can also get the matching stamp sets and with punches, so punch bundles. So you can choose anything you like for free when you sign up for $135, no shipping. Super fantastic deal. I highly recommend it. I did show you a card day before yesterday. It was this guy here, and that was featuring the same set, the Peony dies and matching stamp set. I'm gonna dig it out here. So there's the stamp set. And then the dies, actually, I have all lined up here for you. So there's actually 17 pieces in the die set, and you will see them all here. This card here, we stamped this guy, and then we used this die to cut it out. Today, I am going to be demonstrating this card. So this is today's creation. I really quite like it. I had my mama on my mind when I made this one, and that's why it says, "To the woman who does it all with grace and wisdom." I love you, my mama. I hope you're watching. So what did we use on this? So can you see how beautiful this peony is? You guys, this is the 3D peony that you get by using these 4 pieces in the peony dies. They cut out and give you these shapes. And what I'm going to do now, and we will be doing the card, but the very first thing that we are going to do is get this peony assembled. So, just to add some depth and dimension to the peony, I'm going to be using my ink. This is Blushing Bride. This is Petal Pink cardstock. I found the Petal Pink to be not quite dark enough, so that's why I've gone just a shade darker to the Blushing Bride. And then I've got my sponge dauber here. And so I'm just gonna ink this up. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to sponge all the way around just to give that added bit of depth and dimension. And when you're doing this, you're going to want to get right in to here onto the petals, because you will see that part. And then we'll just do the reverse. And if you get a little bit of extra, that's okay. That's just a little bit of extra color, nothing wrong with that. Now, obviously I pre-cut these pieces, so you guys wouldn't have to sit through me big shotting all of these pieces. You're welcome. But you would just run that through your big shot using the magnetic platform, or even just the standard platform is fine for that as well. And it's okay if they get a little crinkled, because we are actually going to do a little bit of distressing and curling with our bone folder anyway. Again, just to give a little bit of depth. And I should have explained my little diagram here that I drew for you. So once we finish daubering, I'm going to do that. I hope everybody is having a good weekend. It is crazy hot here in Winnipeg this weekend. You will not hear me complain. I love this weather. But I know there's lots of people out there who struggle with this heat. My dad, I don't think my poor dad can't come outside at all. My neighbor, she sits in her sunroom with a fan, like on her face, right on her face. And her sister, who lives a couple doors down, if you're watching, hi Jojo, she just came over and said she thinks that her air conditioner has gone. Talk about bad timing, not cool. Now I must say that the thing I think I'm most disappointed here about not being able to do that live video is missing the chance to see your comments and interact with you while I'm crafting. That would make it so much more fun. But I promise you that this week I'm going to get this sorted out. I am going to continue to do videos this way till I can get my hands on a better camera mount, but that will definitely be my job for this week. There we go. Add a little bit of color everywhere. Now, just like my card the other day, I love adding sparkle. So the key to doing that is to get yourself a little spritzer, and you're going to put in, it has to be at least 70% rubbing alcohol, and then you're going to add a couple of drops of our all-purpose frost white ink, paint I should say, and then just give it a good shake. And I'm going to hold off spraying for 1 second, so remember that, but I'm going to come back to that because I just first want to explain, before I start moving things again, this little diagram that I drew for you. So I did actually post a picture of this and right on the blog so that you can refer back to it. But basically, when you're making your peony, you're going to want to cut all 4 of these pieces, and when we assemble them, we're going to put them together from smallest to biggest. So hence the 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see here, there's these little notches at the bottom. So those are the notches that we're going to be lining up. And I will show you how they slide one into another. It's really quite simple. It's daunting until you try it, and then you realize really there's nothing to it. And just before I pull these away, I just also want to show you these leaves. So you can see that you've got the big leaves, and then you've got kind of like this super cool little like accent. So you can see that, and I'm just going to put that aside. You can see how on these leaves on this card, it's just like this cute little accent. So the colors I used here are soft seafoam and granny apple green. That's how I chose to cut mine. And then I also just wanted to show you, so there's some other pieces. This guy is your match for this stamp. And then we also have a little border here that's super cute. And so I'll show you. It comes out just like this. Can you guys see that? See the detail on there? I think it's just, yeah, it's just on that side. So that's really cute. And then we've also got the little flower center. And then there's a couple of other pieces as well. But that is what we are using today. Okay, so now that I showed you these pieces, I am going to give them a spray. And this is adding the sparkle, and I love me some sparkle. I am just going to pull these out of the way, stick them to my magnetic sheet so I don't lose them. Okay, so here we go. So I'm also now going to take my bone folder and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to and because it's a little bit damp from the rubbing alcohol, it's going to fold nicely. So you can be really gentle. Don't have to be, heavy-handed with it at all. And you're just gonna sort of give it a little bit of curl. That's gonna give it a little bit more dimension. And we all know that dimension is what makes a card, I personally think. I like layers, I like depth, I like dimension. So, do that to this one, the big one. And I'll probably end up doing it again once I have them sort of more put together. But so we're gonna switch back to the smallest piece, and we're gonna actually this guy you don't have to, but we're gonna open these two up, and you see how this is how it's gonna line up right there, right? Like on those notches in the bottom. So I'm actually going to push this open, and I'm going to slide this piece right through. And it's still a little wet, so I gotta be careful that I don't rip it. Probably would have been wise to let it dry a little bit. And then on the back, you can see that I'm just going to line those corners up. Okay, so there you've got your first two, and I'm just gonna let these overlap again just to give some depth here. Okay, and then we're gonna slide this piece into the next one. Again, same thing on the back. We're just gonna look for those notches and line them up. And you see how this is already starting to come together? And then last but not least, we'll slide them into this guy, flip it over, and same thing, line up those notches. And you guys, look at that. How cute is that 3D peony? Love it. Okay, and I actually I'm really feeling this shimmer today, so I'm gonna give this guy another shot, and then I'm gonna put him aside to dry. So we'll just leave him there for a moment. Okay, so for my card base, I've got my 5.5 by 4 1/4. That's gonna be my base. You can see here on the front of the card, I did actually use the tin tile folder here to just add a little bit of dimension underneath. And so this is our tin tile folder. I am going to spray this as well. And it's good to either spray with a little bit of water or a little bit of alcohol before you use our embossing folders. Just it helps you get just that much more depth to the embossed image. So I'm just going to emboss this and be right back for you. So I'm just using my standard platform, opening it to tab 1, and I only need one cutting pad because this is one of Stampin' Up's new thick folders. So put that through. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's ready to go, and that will dry off really quickly. The alcohol always does. Okay, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is get my Tombow glue. This always sticks really nicely to